ready? Nah, you ain't ready. Welcome back to the NightChild Reviews Prince, the Hit and Run album, track 5, day 5, This Could Be Us. And this is a perfect opportunity to talk about Joshua Welton and the huge influence and impact he's had on this record. He has an enormous task, a responsibility to produce Prince, something that no one else has done. This is a huge, venture, a huge opportunity for him, and I think this is a track where he's really having fun. Let's get down to the track. First of all, this is a change of pace. After the first 4 party songs, we're into a slight change of pace here. It's kind of going off into some interesting directions now. Now, this song has history. Obviously, it was on Artificial Age, the original. A number of tracks on this album actually have some history. Fall in Love Tonight, which was originally sung with Zoe Deschanel. We've got Hugs and Kisses, which is a track from the vault that dates back to like the early 90s. We've got Mr. Nelson, which is sort of working on the Clouds theme. So a lot of these tracks have some history. It's quite interesting how Prince has kind of updated their sound to bring it in line with this album. Now, first of all, I can't help thinking of this track without the famous meme of Prince and Apollonia on the Purple Rain bike saying, "This could be us, but you be playing." It's kind of taken on a life of its own. There's a website and it's shared lots on Facebook, and it's really kind of just grown and grown on me, rather like the song. Now, Josh is having his fun here. Josh has basically, I think, been given this track by Prince, and Prince has said, effectively, play with this track, do what you want, take this into a new direction, and Josh is having fun. He has thrown the entire box of tricks at this track. He has thrown everything. We've got staccato stops and starts, we've got bells and whistles, we've got kind of stuttering effects, we've got electronic sounds, we've got pitch shifting, you name it, we have it, and Josh has given his all on this. You've got to say it's a great job. He has absolutely given everything to this track. Now, some people say, well, they get into a debate about which do you prefer. Do you prefer the Artificial Age version or this version? The one thing I would say is this: you don't need to choose. Ultimately, you have both, and it's rather like Funk and Roll on the Artificial Age and Plectrum Electrum projects. They're both very different treatments. Perhaps the Plectrum Electrum version was very kind of organic, whereas the Artificial Age was much more electronic. But I can appreciate both these treatments without having to choose them, and it's interesting to see the two different directions this track could go, the decisions that are made that could result in a very different track. But anyway, onto the track itself. It starts off with a famous kind of, "You ready?" And it's just an awesome track. It really fits in well with the feel of the album, I think. You've got some fantastic lyrics from Prince. You've got "Sex with me ain't enough. That's why we've got to do it metaphysically." There's a great Prince line. We've also got "Boyfriends, you think you don't need them, but in the middle of a cold, cold night, I think you do." You've got 2 minutes in, you've got this breakdown, which goes into the great line as well. Yeah, another classic Prince line of, "I know you want me like a new pair of shoes." It's just fantastic. 2:15 though, I've got to talk about 2:15. This is the guitar solo, which quite frankly is one of the big dramatic changes on this version, this track. And the guitar solo is awesome. You've got this soaring guitar solo. That solo that Prince makes it look so effortless, and yet very few people in the world can do it. This amazing guitar solo is something that anybody who knows Prince knows what he's capable of. Then at 3 minutes exactly, it goes into this kind of dirty, filthy guitar chugging and kind of noodling, and it sees out the rest of the track in a kind of instrumental vein, and it's kind of modern and yet classic Prince. You've got these guitar noodling, which really reminds me of like 12 inches. Rather like the Cream maxi single, or even Little Red Corvette. But he's also done it many other times where he just sort of noodles and strums with his guitar and kind of chugs along, and it's just fantastic. It's kind of that kind of Prince, laid back. It's kind of a little bit of an after show feel. He's kind of, the guitars weaving in and out, and it just gives this kind of feel of like, it's kind of a calmer vibe. It's kind of an interesting instrumental vibe, and it's something Prince does very well. Obviously, the instrumental work Prince does often doesn't get appreciated to the extent it should, and I think here's another great example of it. I've got to say though, really overall, that Josh has done an amazing job on this track. I think it's always difficult to take a track which is well liked within the Prince community and then kind of really radically change it. But I think it's a really interesting opportunity to show the different ways in which you can present a track and the different decisions that are made that result in the end track. So I think it's very noticeable because we know the original and we know the extra work that Josh has done on it. So you can kind of see these 2 different versions, and I find it very interesting, just as I found the Funk and Roll 2 different versions very interesting. So I'm really loving them both, and I don't think in any way you have to choose. But This Could Be Us, it's just a catchy pop melody. It's one of those tracks that you do wander down the street and you sort of start singing to yourself and it makes you smile. And it's just so damn catchy. It really, really is. I just want to say thank you for this song. It's an awesome song. And I will see you tomorrow for track 6. But I've got to say, I'm having a great time, and thank you for all your comments. I really do appreciate that, and thank you, Prince, once again for retweeting my last review. Thank you.